Right now, I am working on bouncy head mode. I totally should have been streaming already, but check it out. Oh, wait, hang on. It'll probably show better over on this one. I raised my bangs up a little bit so you can kind of see my expression better. And look, I can be angry now. Smile, default, angry. Closed eyes one looks especially angry. And now I'm working on some fun little side things. Most notably is going to need some boundaries here, and you'll see why in a second. Let's see, turn this on. Toggle it to headless mode so I can see the camera's in the right place. I'm basically positioning this right now where it's on the exact edges of where the camera is, or where the camera sees, while it's on headless view. What could I need bounding boxes around the camera for, you ask? Well, you're about to find out. Okay, these don't need to be quite so tall. There we go. Stretch it wide. There's no reason these need to line up perfectly square on the outside, but I'm just doing that for aesthetics. Copy component. Paste values. Put one, goes just about down here. I can kind of eyeball that one based off my skirt, so it's in at least a closer spot to begin with. Boom, goes right there. Copy component. Paste the values. Bring this up. And voila, we have us some nice little boxes that perfectly encapsulate the camera view while on headless mode. What could we need that for, I wonder? So, headless Dola is kinematic. Bring up the script. So start bounce needs to go. Wait, that's not what this needs to do here, but I do need that line. Alright. My body equals get component rigid body. I could just assign that manually. I'm just lazy, so I'm going to do that. Boom. Set it to false, which means it will start getting physicked, and then when it's going back to where it's supposed to be, set it back to kinematic because we're going to animate its way back. Now, what we're going to want to do is, let's say public float bounce speed. We'll just make that 1 right now. And then we're going to go my body dot velocity equals new vector 3. Let's say bounce speed 0. Because we don't want it moving on the z-axis. It's frozen anyway, so that won't work. Do I want it to go with a fixed speed though? Probably not, or that'll always have exactly the same result. So let's go random dot range, negative bounce speed, positive bounce speed. And then do the same thing for the Y. And then let's see how that looks. So I want to turn off gravity. I want its drag 0, angular drag, that doesn't really matter, it's not rotating, but I'll turn that to 0 anyways. Save this. Oh, I need something to make it start, so we're gonna go ahead and I'll just give this a context menu for now. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and move this over to this screen and put this one here because this is the important one for this. Alright, toggle the headless mode, and now we're gonna go here and launch. Oh, Well, that didn't quite work. First and foremost, the body, I believe, has some physics on it. So, that's actually an important item. I need to stay there. It is, of course. You know, I guess I could just slap this in here. Doesn't matter if it gets scaled down. It's the thing that stops the hair from tilting forward and clipping through the body, so it has to stay. But what I can, however, do, since this script is on the same thing that has the thing, we're going to go public collider body collider, and then on start we're going to say physics dot ignore collision get component collider, which will return the collider that's on this object, and body collider. True. So now, at the start, it will start ignoring all collisions between the head's sphere collider and the body's hair block collider. I just have to go in here, here, torso, chest. There's the hair blocker, so we're just going to pull that in there. Also, we're going to set this to 1 because, oopsie, that's why it was going so slow before. Okay. Let's try this again now. Toggle over to the headless view and launch. Why is it still just going down? It shouldn't be affected by gravity at all. I wonder if it's because of the hair stuff under here. Instead of torso, we want... Oh, we do want torso, but then we want neck, head, hair. So there is some physics stuff here dealing with the hair. That is important. Right, and then I guess this is dragging down the head. So maybe I shouldn't be using physics for this to begin with, which honestly, now that I think about it, makes perfect sense. I should just do this manually. Okay, well, remove that, remove this, go back in here, we can just get rid of that, we can get rid of this, we can get rid of these, we can get rid of these. This just means I'm gonna have to do some slight math. Alright, so we're gonna need to store its speed, so we'll go public vector2 current speed. Actually, we don't even need to do math. I know of an easy way to do this. Okay, so public float min x max x min y max y. Those boxes I made earlier will still come in handy because I can use them as a visual reference. Alright, and then we take the head. What is its proper current default position? I'm just gonna hit copy. I'm gonna bring up a word pad and just go ahead and copy position, paste it here. Now, we're gonna take the head and we are going to move it over there. Call that the bounce position there. So this is the max X. And then we're gonna go over here. And this is the min X. I forgot this is all flipped around. No wonder these numbers are reversed. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Can't undo to bring it back, or that'll undo that too. It's fine. Now, this is the min Y. This is the max Y. And then we're going to copy this again and say paste position right back where it should be. Save all that. So now I can go here and say current speed.x equals random.range. Oh, this needs to be lowercase. It doesn't need to be, but it should be. Minus bounce speed, semicolon, same thing for y, and then if transform.position.x is greater than max x, current speed.x equals negative current speed.x. Same thing if it's less than min x. And then same thing for y if it's greater than max y. Same thing for y if it's less than min y. So basically, if this ever goes over or under either of the thresholds, it'll just invert the relevant speed, and I think that will work. Let's give it a go. And launch. Right, I never actually set it to move, but it looks like I goofed something here because that's repeatedly toggling. Alright, if... Oh, right. Y. Silly me. But also... transform.translate current speed. You know what? Bool bouncing equals false if bouncing, then transform.translate current speed. And then start bouncing equals true. Return home, bouncing equals false. Let's try that again. Toggle to headless mode and launch. Whoa! Oh god, it's working. It's working way too fast. Ah! Well, that worked. Let's lower this. Right, actually, no, 1 is fine. I know why it's so fast. It's because I forgot. Transform.translate current speed times time.delta time. So that it's frame rate independent and as a consequence is moving by a much smaller number. Launch. Right, I forgot to actually go to the headless view. Whoops. Looks like it gets super janked out if I launch before I go to the headless view. That's right, because the camera anchor for the headless view is under headless doula when it should be under headless doula's body. Okay. Glad I accidentally did that. That's a future potential bug sorted. Alright, badoom. And headless doula. Launch. It works. And I can even still... Boink. Boink. Hey, Tassie. I'm going all over the world. And what this means... Alright, let's go ahead and run a build. Go to... Let's see, build... Head track, moving body build. This model is getting more and more advanced the more time I spend on it, and I love it. I'm gonna have so many fun things, and then once I can figure out how to integrate with Twitch chat, I'm gonna hook a bunch of them up to custom redeems. Okay. So now I run this. It's going to bring up my the built model program. OBS might even start picking it up. Oh, gotta move this here so it picks up the eye tracking. Okay, where is... Do I not have... Oh, here, let me jump over to my game stream. Copy. Oh, oops, I totally forgot to turn on the green screen plane before I ran that build anyways. Let's just check that. Also, these 4 boxes are now just... I'll leave them there for reference. Alright, so let's rebuild, build... Close the one that's running so it doesn't give me a build error. While that's building, go over to my game stream. Copy head track capture. Go back to coding. No, head track capture is in here. I wonder why it wasn't capturing. Okay. Where is that? Here, VTubin. Yada yada. Okay, so now properties. We want to capture VTubin and change. So first of all, we want to uncrop it. We want the whole thing. And then I make it the size of my entire screen. Plus a little bit. Okay, so I'm actually going to have to bring the top bounding box down a bit. But now I've got my model on like usual, and I can now toggle over to headless mode. I'm dumb. I didn't add a way to actually start the bouncing while I'm in a built version. So we're going to go ahead and close that. Bring back up the code, and we're just going to go ahead and say if input dot get key down, key code dot, we'll say O, start bounce. And, yeah, start bounce if it's not already bouncing. And then, though I haven't hooked this up yet, if I press that and it is bouncing, start coroutine, return home. In fact, I guess I could just set this up now, honestly. That would probably be smart. That'll only take like a quick second. Headless Doula's default position. And we'll just go ahead and make a public vector3 doula head home. And we'll say, we'll just grab it. You know, yeah, we can make it private rather than typing it in, just get it at start. Doula head home equal transform dot position. Okay, so for return home, we just want to say vector3 start position equals transform dot position, and then for float f equals 0, f less than 1, f plus equals 0.05f. Take this, put it here, 0.05f, which just these being the same means it'll take exactly 1 second for the head to return home. And we're just going to say transform.position equals vector3.lerp start position doula head home lerp by f, boom. Then after the loop is done, transform.position equals doula head home, just to make sure it ends up exactly there. Booyah! That should work. It'll probably break horribly if I try to do it while it's already going, but that's fine. I can work on that later. I added the O to toggle it, right? Yes, cool. Get key down. All right, so now we go ahead and build. One last build. This right here is game development in a nutshell. Oh, forgot one thing. Do a new build. Oh, forgot another. Do another build. Hoo-yah! Excellent. Run it. Okay. Alright, that's there. And now, I toggle the headless mode and I press O. I press O. Okay. That's not working. Why is that not working? Let's run it in the editor and see if there's an error. Oh. It just does nothing. Why does it do nothing? Let's see. Headless doula. If get key down, keycode.o, and not bouncing. And by default, we're not bouncing. It should then start bounce. Let's add a print. Starting bounce. Oh, I know what it's doing. It's just doing both at the same time because I did not make this an else if. So it's running this, starting the bounce, which toggles bouncing to true, and then it runs this, which sees that bouncing is now true, and runs return home, which sets bouncing to false. So else if means it won't do this if it did this. Whoops. Give that a quick test run to make sure that's correct. Okay, there we go. Good. Let's go ahead and increase the bounce speed to 3 for now, because it's funny. And then we're going to go ahead and build, build, build. This is why you always test things before you build. Okay, Okay, as soon as that's done building, I run that. I said I run that. There we go. Put it over here. Wait for OBS to find it. There we go. And now, toggle over to headless view. And, way! Now I can bounce all over the screen. And then if I try to return home, meow. It works. It works. Boink, 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 boink. I just need to adjust some of the bounding boxes a bit. The bottom one, I guess, needs to come up. And then the top one needs to come down. But, it's working. Hello, rat. Welcome, welcome. You're just in time for my newest creation of madness. Meow. I could make that a bit smoother. I'm gonna do that. That's easy enough. I just go here, and instead of interpolating every 0.05 seconds, we'll just double the speed to 0.25. Let that compile, and then we go here. Toggle the headless view, and... oh, boink, 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 boink. Hello, Scarf. That is exactly the vibe I was going for with this. Oh, it's hilarious. I love it. Okay. Oh, I should probably put my head back on, huh? Okay, so I believe I needed to bring... Alright, let's just turn this on. No, wait, that's not the top one. This is the top one. Okay, so let's see. If I started bouncing on this one, how far off screen to the top does it go? Alright, so bottom needs to be lower, top needs to be higher, left needs to be also brought in a tad. So let's just say, okay, that's not too bad. Go home. Put my head back on. So, let's say... So this is where it is right now, and that's too far. So let's say, like... It wasn't too far, so probably like there. Position Y goes into the max Y. And then... bring up the left one. So left was also clipping off too far. So if that is the current one, then let's say like here, I think, should be good. So we'll take that X and make that the min X. And then Y needed to go further down. So we take that, bring it here. And then let's just go like there. So we'll take that Y, and that is the new min Y. Now I save that. I just take the body's position. I don't know why I didn't think of this last time I needed to move this. And boom. Nice. Okay. Did you now? Alright. bit. Oh, wait, no, no, no. Rehide these. Turn these off. Build settings, build, close this one that's already running so it doesn't explode. Run this version. Put that over there, wait for OBS to find it. There we go. Boom, and boink. Perfect. The head is somehow still too high, but on the bottom. But you know, it's kind of fine. Gets the job done. Oh, there's one other thing I didn't mention that I can also do now. If I press P, I can... Woohoo! I can now actually drag my bot around. Whoa! Oh, oop, yeep. Little bit of a janky interaction there, so, you know, maybe I don't do that while I'm in bouncy head mode, but point is I can. Alright, and then let's bring the head home. Meow. Put the head back on. And then here, it's a bit better to, you know, do this. Woohoo! Nice. I need to take the not yet implemented tag off this since I can be angry now. Grrr. So angry. Alright, put this back over here. Default. Woohoo! Alright. Lots of new functionalities. What else should I add? I'm thinking about adding a big head mode. I mean, that's just fun. Everybody loves a good big head mode. Also going to rename that to green screen so I know where to... So it does not need a collider. Alright, let's turn off the green screen because it's super uggo. And it blinds me. Oop, what? Huh? Hey, Okay, so let us see how difficult a big head mode would be. I'm gonna guess not very. We're gonna use not headless doula first, since that's the one where it would be the hardest to engage big head mode. Yeah, the reason I originally wanted to use physics for the bouncing head was so that it'll make it easier to transition into big head mode. As is, I'll have to give it a separate set of values for where it bounces. But let's see what happens. I know this will definitely not work just this easily, but what happens if I just grab the neck or even the head and then just scale it? Okay, you know, maybe that maybe that does work about as easily as I expected it, or as I thought it might, or as I hoped it would. I don't know. Let's see how this looks. Oh my god, it totally works. I can just be big head that easily. Oh, that's great. That is pretty great. How big can we take this? Oh, ooh. Seems to, oh, right. Seems to cause some oddities with my eyes, but I think that's just this weird split screen view I did. So let's just take this, put it over here, make it full screen. Now, how big can we go? Oh, that's hilarious. I went so far that my hair is now clipping into the camera. You can see my 6 head. Alright, so big head mode is definitely getting added. That's hilarious. I love it. The question is, how big is big head mode? Or do I just make it a slider? I think I make it a slider. Alright, but first and foremost, let's return that to normal. Alright, so the head. I really need to make just like one master script that controls all these things, though. I keep giving them each their own little script, which is going to make it kind of messy to find later. But maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. Okay. Yeah. We'll just keep giving them their own scripts, and then I can just have one master script that triggers them all eventually. So create C# script. Big head mode. Not headless doula. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and go create empty. Call this funny modes. We will put a big head mode on it. And then eventually I'll just collate the others on this thing instead of having them all isolated around where they are when I'm not too lazy. So, first things first, we're going to need references to both of the heads, this head and the headless head. So we're going to go public, transform, doula head 1, public. No, actually, no, let's just do this. Doula heads, make it an array. Easy peasy. What? Transform doula. Oh, right, duh. No, that's wrong. Put that goes there. Public transform doula heads. Cool. And then public float head size. Range. Let's say 0.5 F to 8 was pretty huge. Any bigger than that, I think it's just going to get unwieldy. So let's make it 8. You know, let's make it 7. I think 7 was where my head would not have been clipping into the camera. Alright, and that should give me a nice, convenient little slider here. Yep, so now I can slider that. We'll leave that at 1. Doula heads. We're going to look up head. Why are there 3? Oh, right, there's the invisible head of the headless bot. What? They're all selected, so why are these not shrunk? Well, whatever, that's fine, actually. Alright, so not headless doula's head goes here. Headless doula's head. Actually, maybe I just... Oh, no, but the pivot isn't there on headless doula. The pivot is there. That's not convenient. What do I do about that? Because if I just scale... No, wait, I'm not using a collider anyways. Yeah, no, that's fine. I can just grab the head. So... Funny modes, headless doula. Boom. Okay. And then here, we can just go get rid of all this. And say... Public void update head size. Then we can say doula head 0 dot transform dot local scale equals vector3 dot 1 times head size. And then the same for that. Oh, I bet I know how I can do the bouncing thing programmatically too. It'll just take a little bit of big brain tuning. Get it? Big brain, because big head. Anyways, so now, if I... Oh, hold on, let's... If I put this in here, and... Right, that's never getting called. For now, we'll just do void update... Update head size. So it'll just do it every frame. Easy enough. And if I toggle over here, whoa. Oh, this is great. I can even go tiny head mode. It's tiny head Dula. Oh, this was a good idea. Everything needs to have a big head mode. Always. Fear me, for I am Angry Giant Dula. Still some issues with hair clipping if I tilt my head forward. What is the clip limit? 0.55, 0.566. Actually, what if I go here and I go to the camera? Oh no, I don't think there is a clipping plane because this is an orthographic camera. Yeah, so it's probably just actually... Wait, no. It's an orthographic camera, right. I can literally just do... Yeah, I can just move it backwards. And then that'll... There we go. Problem solved. Cool, okay. So, let's make sure I take this, go to camera, scenes, take this, pull it back. Yeah, it's orthographic, so it has no sense of depth, so I can move it back and it won't actually change anything. Hello, Rain. Thank you. Just wait till you see what it can do. Like this. And this. Woo! I'm just working on adding fun, silly things like this right now. Meow. Ah, I'm having so much fun with this. Okay. So, now I just need to add a canvas slider for big head mode, so that I can do that in the build version, since I won't be able to obviously access the inspector there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to the canvas. We're going to go this. Nope. We're going to go this. This. Oh god, it's so... everything I'm doing in the scene is like backwards. So all the numbers are reversed, which was pretty dumb. But if I were to change it now, I would have to do a whole bunch of other... Actually, it wouldn't really be that hard. It would have been easier if I did it before I did the bouncing thing. But I didn't. I'll do it another time. Alright, let's go flat camera, and then we're going to go UI slider. Where did the slider end up? Over there. Okay, we're going to take this. We're going to go ahead and bring it over here. We're going to go ahead and make it small. Because the more horizontal space I use up with this interface, the more I have to cut off in OBS over here. And the less screen real estate I get for my actual model to go around. But if I... So I take this slider, its minimum value is 0.5, its maximum value is 7, its initial value is 1. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and name this Big Head Slider. And in the code, we're going to go ahead and... Oh, yeah, actually, there we go. That'll call this. So we'll give this a float size it's going to say head size equals size, and then set those. And then in here, on value changed, which will pass in a float, I can say funny modes, big head mode, update head size, and it'll just pass in the value of this to that. Okay, let's give it a test. Perfect. So now I close this, do another build. Excellent, all right. And then just like that, I am become death, destroyer of worlds. Alright, now what happens if I turn on bounce mode while it's in maximum big head? Let's get a better speed than that. Yeah, there we go. You know, maybe I could just leave it like this. This is kind of funny. Maybe I don't need to recode it. Ah, this is great. This was all well worth it. Put my head back on. It's kind of hard trying to tell exactly what the original head size was. That's probably about right. Yeah, honestly. Full-on MODOK mode. I can also do small head now, as a result of making this a slider that goes down to 0.5. It's Tiny Head Dula! Woohoo! Ah, I should get a voice changer and hook it up to this once I have this set up with redeems. That could be fun. Just have tiny baby head Dula and big deep head Dula. Oh, what fun we will have. What fun we will have. You know, this actually, the more I look at it, looks more like smug Dula than angry Dula. I might need to just make this its own separate thing and do a new attempt at angry. So I don't look very angry. I just kind of look, you know, evil. Evil Dula. Yeah, that's the idea. That could be hella fun. Now the question is, what other fun silly modes do I add? Oh, right, I forgot to turn back on the green screen plane before that build, though, so let's turn that on. You know what, actually, I'm gonna do this. Let's say create C# script enable green screen. I'm gonna put it on the green screen, and I'm just gonna have this code basically say, hey, if this isn't running in the editor, turn this thing on. Okay, so I just turned its mesh renderer off by default while leaving its model on. And then I go here and say start if not application dot when called in any kind of built player. Oh yeah, or when called in the editor in play mode. Don't want that. Alright, so if not application dot is editor, so if it's not running in the editor, get component renderer dot enabled equals true. Now I no longer have to worry about forgetting to turn the green screen plane on when I build. So let's go ahead and give that a test. With the green screen on but the mesh renderer off, go ahead and build. run it. And the green screen is on. Wonderful. So I can pull that over there, wait for OBS to find it, and we are back in business. I wonder if there's any merit to just being in full standing mode while I'm doing this coding stuff. It's kind of funny how I like perfectly stand in like the editor or the inspector over here. But maybe that blocks too much of the screen for development. Plus, you know, my legs are a little jank due to my idle animation. The purpose of the idle animation is just so that it creates that little like sort of slight breathing look that the chest does. It just basically does that by moving the chest node up and down, but that also, because of the IK stuff, makes the legs buckle a little, which just looks weird and distracting, so I'll just leave it like this for now. Okay, so what other fun modes could I possibly add? I've got big head, I've got bounce head. Well, you know what? Let's actually do that cleaning up I mentioned I was going to do. So head bounce. Need to change this from referencing the current transform to instead we're going to do public transform head to bounce. Alright. Match case. So transform dot... Yeah, okay. So we want to replace all transform dot with head to bounce dot. Boom. Nice. Replace alls always scare me, but this one was a pretty small, easy thing. And then we're going to go ahead and go to... That is probably a good idea. You are correct. I should do that. Alright, headless doula. We're going to copy this. We're going to paste it in funny modes. Paste component is new. And we're going to remove it from here. And we're going to reference head to bounce. There we go. Let's just test that that still works. Okay, toggle headless. Bounce. Cool. Alright, good. That works. Just trying to organize all these little things so that they're all in one place instead of, you know, hiding on random individual objects in the scene. Nice. Yeah, if I'm... if I do try to toggle back to not headless mode while this is bouncing, I'm curious what it looks like. Yeah. And the head will still be bouncing around over there, so when I switch back, it'll just be where it's bouncing. So it doesn't break anything. It just obviously looks super jank. That's fine. I can fix that. I can fix that. I just make it so that if I try to go to unheadless mode while it's bouncing, it first plays the return head to my body bit and makes it stop bouncing, and then it does that. In fact, oh yeah, you know, before I forget though, let's do that reset head to default size option. Alright, so that'll just have to be a canvas button. So big head slider, UI, not under that. In fact, here, we'll just duplicate this, move it down here, shrink it a lot, say reset head size, here, reset head size button. Text will be reset head. And then in big head mode, we will just have a public void reset head that just does update head size 1. Nice. Oh, but that won't also set the slider, though. Actually, that's probably... I think I can fix that, too. Alright, so... Reset head button does not do these two things. Oops. Alright, so reset head size button. It does do two things, so I can just leave those in. Alright, so first thing it needs to do is take the big head slider. And go slider. Value to 1. And honestly, just doing that might actually also reset the thing. I don't know if that'll trigger an on update, but just in case it doesn't, we will then also go funny modes, big head mode, reset head. Cool. So now, toggle head mode, I should also make a script on the funny modes thing. I think currently it's on here, yes, okay. Right, so if I open this, does this reference transform dot? Yeah, okay, it does. So we're gonna go ahead and do public transform camera holder. And then we're gonna find transform dot while matching case. Shoot, that won't work because it's referencing this. I'll just have to do it by hand then. Alright, so camera holder dot camera holder dot camera holder dot also I can get rid of that. Okay, I think that'll work if I just save that then. Set the camera itself to the camera holder. Copy the component, funny modes. Paste component as new, camera. Remove it. And then go to this toggle headless button. It needs to now reference funny modes. Head track headless cam, toggle head. There we go. Nice. Have things nice and organized on here. That'll make it even easier for when I need them to reference each other. Which is now going to happen because I'm going to make the head bounce stop when I try to transition back to not headless cam. Okay, so if camera control... Oh, no, this is camera control. Yeah, no, here, okay. Animate body down. Okay, yeah, so this is doing this, but I also need to do private head bounce bouncer. Void start. I can get rid of this since I have a proper UI setup for it. Alright, so we're gonna say bouncer equals get component head bounce, which I can now do easily since these are both on the same object. So get the component head bounce so I have a reference to it. Alright, so if I am headless and I want to animate my body down, I need to first make sure... Alright, so if headless, if bouncer dot... That's private, right. Bouncing, make that public. Bouncer dot bouncing, do something else first. Else, go ahead and just bring it on home. So, actually, this is already an enumerator, so even better. Boom. Cut that, but actually, here. So if it's headless, just go ahead and start that, and then in this we'll say if bouncer dot bouncing, then we need to first go bouncer dot start coroutine bouncer dot public item writer. There we go. Return home. And then that takes 1 second, so we'll just yield, return, new, wait for seconds, 1. And then it can carry on with the rest of this stuff. Let's see if that works. I didn't even check if this actually still worked after. Okay, that still works. Good. So then we're going to go ahead and start bouncing, and now say I try to toggle out. It's going to come home, and then it's going to bring it in. Nice! Super clean. All right. We like that. We like that a lot. And then bring it on home. I like that the body even actually starts coming up while the head's coming in. That kind of nice. It makes it feel more like a planned action than just things happening in sequence. Very good. All right. That's all right. I should test the head reset as well. Make head big. Reset. Make head small. Reset. Perfect. Excellent. I almost kind of like just the look of my head being like not that, just like a little bit bigger than normal. Gives it more of that, you know, anime vibe, but this is good too. And then there's just like child-sized head Dula. Actually, childs have bigger heads relative to their body. I don't know what this is then, just taller looking Dula? Maybe, I wonder if that does make it look taller. If the whole thing's on screen, but the head is a bit smaller. That does kind of give the illusion of just being really tall. All right. Oh, wow. Good progress today. Very good progress. So now what? What do I do now? What makes this model better? Did I ever get a response from the dude I asked about the Twitch integration thing? I did not yet, so I might need to look into just buying one of the other ones, since the only free one I could not get working. And I mean, there's other ways that you can integrate an IRC client in Unity, but I don't know those ways because I'm kind of a freaking noob. So I'll just stick to assets for this. But what other fun things could I add to this mode? I can't really play with post-processing much for things like, you know, rainbow colors and whatnot, or other fun effects, because they would probably, if I were to guess, break terribly with this PSX shader I'm using. So it gives me that like slight little bit of vertex inaccuracy that makes the model look all crunchy as it moves. Balloon pop head. Now that just sounds dangerous. I don't have any alternate costumes yet, but I'll eventually have to add support for those because I do already have one planned to commission. Gonna have an armor maid costume, because you gotta have an armor maid costume if you're a maid. I mean, come on, armor maids are just sick as hell. Where's my scan lines? I want some intense scan lines. Guess those aren't working. Maybe I have to turn those on before I launch the, Oh, no, right, duh. I was just looking over at my model, but my model isn't running in this. I'm curious what those things look like. Scan lines. Less intense scan lines. Horizontal scan lines. Dark and darks favor reds. Ooh, oh, lordy. There's demon mode. That could be fun to play with. Jesus Christ, what happens if I go into negatives on the... Oh! I kind of get like the whole Ganguro look going. Oh my. Alright, let's just put that back to 1. What is subtractive fade? Nah, it just fades. Color depth? Boring. Dithering. Intense dithering. Some fun things here. This is a fun shader to play with. I can also turn the vertex and accuracy up like crazy. Then things get real wonky. Ooh. What is polygon inaccuracy? Oh, that's kind of terrifying. Oh, so that's like Z clipping. PSX style shadows is an option. I don't have any shadows in this anyways. Fun, fun. Well, that was a good hour of some fun model work. I got in some fun features. Some good quality of life improvements. What with the putting all these in one place organized and fixing a few bugs I had before. Adding new emotions, which by the way reminds me I need to take out not yet implemented. Yeah, that's true. Discovered demon mode. You know what? I'm gonna add a note for myself in here. Let's just go UI texts. Do something fun with demon mode. There. That way I'll remember to do that. Alright. I think that's good progress for the day. And I do need to probably get some rest as the WoW Classic Burning Crusade release comes out in a fair few hours today. And I'm going to be streaming that too. So, that sounds fun. Look forward to that. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Hope you had fun. Hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.